What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over a build that I did. Probably one of my first builds was my SIG P320 X Legion. I have done another video on this in the past, but I kind of wanted to touch on it again, go over a few features, a few upgrades that I've done, and then also I wanted to show you guys the new holster I got for this thing. So let's jump into it. So this is my X5 Legion build. This is where I started. This is the fire control unit for a SIG P320. I purchased this. This is the serialized part of the firearm. And this is what makes the SIG guns so popular, is they are very modular. You can take this out, put it in any frame, and it'll work on any of the SIG P320 line of guns. This is the first thing I purchased. I'd been looking for these. This was back pre-COVID when you couldn't find anything. I found one, so I bought it up. Then I started gathering parts for this build. Again, it was a little tough finding parts back then. I was looking for quite a while. It probably sat on a shelf for 5-6 months before I found all the parts that I wanted to put onto this thing. But I knew I wanted to build the X5 Legion, and I wanted to see if I could do it cheaper than you could buy one for, which I did. I found the X5 Legion frame that came with the magwell. It's got a tungsten weight in there. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a tungsten weight in there, so this is a lot heavier than the standard frame. I wanted to try and replicate that gun. In this fire control unit, once I got this thing all together, I wanted to enhance the trigger a little bit. If you guys know, there's not a whole lot of options out there as far as modifying the trigger in your P320. But I did buy a kit from the Glock store that changes the reset, the trigger pull, all that stuff. I'll throw a picture of it up here. And that's what I put in this. It was cheap to buy, easy to throw in, and change that trigger quite a bit. Now, SIGs are one of my least favorite triggers there are. They feel mushy to me. They don't have a very positive reset. Sometimes they go off on their own, you know, all that stuff. But I wanted to enhance it a little bit, so I put that little kit in. It changed it quite a bit. Didn't change the trigger feel at all. It still feels mushy. It just feels better mushy. So I went with that, slapped it in this frame. The next thing I bought was the slide and barrel combo. This came together as a unit. The slide came with the sights already on it, these X-Ray 3 night sights, which are awesome. So I threw those on. I did have to purchase the guide rod and the magazines from SIG. Nobody else had them. Then on top of it was a SIG Romeo 1 Pro red dot. They're an awesome red dot. I don't put them on everything, but I do like them a lot more than some other red dots. So that's what I threw on this, mounts directly to the slide. You know, in the past video, I did have a comment saying that that's not an X5 Legion slide. You're right, it doesn't have the window cuts like the true X5 does, and I'm fine with that, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone else comments on that in this video. So that's the slide I got. Came with the threaded barrel, X-Ray 3 night sights, and that was all kind of one package deal. I didn't select those separately. It was all together. Guide rod, Legion magazines from SIG, and this frame does use the Legion magazines. You have to have those for this. So I got this thing together, ran it for quite a while. It is an awesome shooting gun. I love the way it shoots, love the way it feels, other than the trigger, like I mentioned, but it's not bad. And I was a hair under what you would pay for a standard X5 Legion. Upgrades I've done to this, other than the trigger and red dot, I did put the gas pedal takedown lever on it, which has been awesome. If you've got a gun with a takedown lever like that, and they make one for it, I would suggest putting it on. It is awesome when you're shooting, gives you that perfect placement of your thumb, helps reduce some recoil. I really enjoy them. A few months ago, I bought the Surefire X300 Turbo. Yeah, it's the turbo version. It looks pretty much like the other one. Does pretty much the same thing, a little bit brighter. Nothing special. I don't know that I'd buy it again for the price difference. I bought it to try it out because I don't have one and I wanted to try one. After having it, I couldn't really find a gun that I wanted to put it on. It's really big. I know a lot of guys like them. I hate how you turn it on and off. I hate the levers. I have seen some aftermarket companies that make different activation methods, but maybe with some practice it gets better, but I'm not a huge fan of them. I kind of like the push button. It's kind of easy on, easy off. The X-Ray 3 night sights, like I mentioned, are awesome. I put those on my P320 Scorpion as well. They work great during the day or at night. So I've had this thing for a while. I've been looking for a holster for it, wanted a holster for it, struggled a little bit to find a holster for it for the gas pedal, because I didn't want to get rid of that. And I got one a little while ago from my go-to holster guy, Jason at Four Brothers. He hooked me up with a new outside the waistband holster for this thing that accommodates that gas pedal. It fits awesome in there. I wanted gray to kind of match the whole theme of the gun. It has a positive click when you insert that gun in it. Easy draw. It's cut for the red dot. It's obviously made for that light. The best part is he makes a lot of holsters that accommodate the gas pedals. This one is their competition / duty holster that you can get with a leg strap if you want. I figured what the heck, I don't have any, I'll try one out. That might be nice when I'm up at the property. Strap it to your leg so it's not flopping around. These are adjustable for belt size. You can just take this little thing off, slide it up or down wherever you want it for whatever belt size you have. So if you're running a core everyday carry belt, you would slide it up. Or if you go to a competition or whatever, if you do competitions, you can pull that off, slide it down. Or if you're using it for duty carry, this is an awesome setup. I've never had a problem with any of my Four Brothers holsters before, and they've suited me very well. One thing that Four Brothers does with all their holsters is cut it for an optic, and they leave that end open in case you're running a compensator or, like I am, a threaded barrel in this case. Now, I don't have a suppressor for this. I don't have a compensator for it or anything, but for guys that do, that's a nice feature to have that's open on the end. These things fit comfortably. They wear really nice. They are a nice tight retention. Some holsters you get don't grip that gun like you'd like. I've had numerous comments about that. People asking about holster options, and that the holster that they bought from some other companies that are shipping those things like crazy, they don't retain their gun like they like. They don't have that positive click. They don't have the amount of adjustment that they need to keep that thing in there tight. But Four Brothers knocks it out of the park every time with all their stuff. I also may have some sort of number and letter sequence that you can type in and save a little money over at the build list if you guys want to. Speaking of that, with all my videos, I have a link in the description that takes you to my website where I have more information about all the stuff I talk about, parts lists, all that kind of stuff. I don't sell anything over there other than t-shirts, but if you guys want to check that out, follow that link in the description. This wasn't a hard project to put together. All the parts are pretty much readily available now. You can actually go on SIG's website and build a gun however you want it. Pick what slide you want, what barrel, all that stuff. You can part it out and pick it however you want it, but I opted to go for the build your own type of deal and source the parts myself and save a little bit of money in the process. Let me show you this trigger pull real quick with that little Glock store kit that I put in it. So it shortens the take up just a bump, brake, 0 over travel, and that's the reset. So it lightens the trigger pull a little bit, gets rid of some of that reset and the take up. I mean, it doesn't change it drastically, but what it costs you to go to lunch at work, I figured it was worth a try. So I just wanted to do this quick short video showing the build, showing that new holster. That thing is awesome. I'm going to be using that a lot this summer. And if you want more info on the parts or to pick yourself up a t-shirt, because no one can have too many t-shirts, click that link in the description. It'll take you to my website. But as always, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll check you guys on the next one.